BGMC. The biblical truth lives here.
The ancient Hebrew scriptures foretold of the Anointed One, Yeshua HaMashiach. The Messiah Yeshua came to call the people back to the truth of His word and to follow that righteous path. Yeshua then called Jewish men to be His disciples, and after His death and resurrection, those Jewish men told the world about the Jewish Messiah. Now, after 2,000 years, Beth Goyim Messianic Congregation has that same calling of those Jewish men, telling all people, both Jew and Gentile, about the proper ancient path, teaching the Route 66 King's Highway from Genesis through to Revelation, and how you need and can get back to the proper roots of the faith and a closer walk with God. Now, let's hear the message.
Class about this, go to bgmctv.org, okay, and you will find the class. But to give a review of it, and for those that already know how to read, Olah is and I have the meaning right here. If you guys want this PDF, I can also send it to you. There's no problem. I ain't finished yet because it's too much. So, but you guys have the Bible. Everything is already written down for you in the scripture. So, only trying to take certain points for certain verses. But Olah, the word itself means to go up. And then pretty much people understand this as the smoke when it gets burned, to go straight up. Also to the word aliyah, when people go up to the mountain, and it's related to that specific mountain as well. When people do aliyah, it's talking about to go up. And then in various occasions, the rabbi already explained that when you are going up to Jerusalem, you have to you see that route, and then you're going from down up to that mountain. So it's not only the simple place, a single place there, but it is the whole, let's say like that, Zion, okay? Jerusalem is up there in the mountain. So, Olah is especially that particular, and then I already explained that the meanings of this type of sacrifice. The Shlamim, we already touched the word shalom, that is coming from the same root, salam, okay? And then it's the word itself explained. If you say shalom, you already understand hi, hello, and peace, right? You already say that, understand that particular points of the word shalom. So what did that comes to your mind when you say when you have to do a shlamim, so that type of sacrifice, okay? That is not all the time include blood, because you have to understand also what happened in a particular, or in the Parashat Vayikra, and when it mentioned all this type of sacrifice as well, you can see when also a grain flour, only flour is being bringing to certain. So there's a lot of touch on the word korban, not only blood, but it means much more of the, of course, the blood, and especially now to touch that particular point of the blood of Yeshua. That a lot of people, believers, going to say, I'm covered by the blood of Yeshua or the blood of Jesus. His blood definitely is going to be stronger than any other blood. And the And of course, blood is, to redeem. And we are close to Pesach, and of course Yeshua. And it's not a mystery that Yeshua is Pesach, right? And it's mentioned all in the whole scriptures, talking about Tanakh and also Bir Hadashah. But the word itself not only include the word sacrifice, not only include blood, but a lot of more. So if we're going down, well, Hatat, I don't give the review of Hatat. Hatat, the simple word het at the beginning right here, even the letter itself, and then het, right? Because it's the word het at the beginning, but you see the tet at it represents the sin. It represents the bend, the bender one, that weight of your back. If you have that thing, or if you had a heavy weight in your back, you're starting to bend yourself. That's what the sin does in the body. The word het, and then in this whole word hatat, meaning sin or sin offering, sin sacrifice, representing when you have to do this. This is not voluntarily at all. The other two pretty much people are open to do it. The hatat is an offering that is that you have to. It's like to feel that weight in your back when you do something wrong. The hatat is a sin, so it's a sin offering. So that means you make a mistake, you have to retrieve, you have to pay back. Okay, and especially it's not because because of the blood of Messiah is being shared for us that we don't have to do these things anymore. Well, it's even if you don't, spiritually, there's a lot of weight if you what people see it as a deed. Oh, you have to do certain deeds. No, it's not by deeds. It's by grace, or it's pretty much what people go to say. That's why people don't do these things anymore. But it's not only when people sin, you see people go to jail, or it depends what kind of sin, of course. And but it's like what you how I say sembrar. Cuando tú siembras, tú cosechas. What I say there?
When you sow.
Yes. So when you sow, you receive that back, right? And it's not only it could be a bad thing. I hope it's a good fruit that you're planting, right? But when you plant, you're supposed to sow good stuff. But when you do a het, you doing a bad thing, a sin, a wrong. Even if it's like you want to do it, or if it's by mistake, you already planned. So you're going to sow that, right? That result of that, good or bad. And that's exactly what is the hatat. You have to pay anyways, because it's the retribution is what you're receiving because of what you did, and it's not validated the blood of Yeshua at all. It's what the natural thing is coming back, and I'm not talking about this Indian term. What is it? Karma. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about karma, okay, everybody? Even if it looks like karma because it's coming back, right? It's the fruit of what you planted already. So this is hatat. This is a offering that you have to, no matter what. It's not going back empty or void. Okay, and I spoke about that right here in last class. This verse, for those that already know how to read the Hebrew, let's get to the word that I want to share with you guys, because this verse include include that particular. And I don't put the verse, what verse it was, because I want to surprise pretty much those who are trying to get that particular. Because I know pretty much people go to jump right away to the verse in Spanish or English. If I put what verse it is, people go to jump right away to the translation, and that's my secret verse here to see if you guys can read and try to understand what you already. For those that already know how to read and try to get the root word. The word that I want you guys pay attention is to this one right here, and it's pretty much talking about this other word. Okay. So as you can see right here, right away, the similar letters are representing the root word, and the root word right here is this one right here. It's 3 letters. Okay. And you can see these 3 letters right here is the kuf, the resh, and the bet. Okay, so these 3 words are representing right here in another form, of course. And let's read it. Let's read the verses. Let's read it slow. Bet, you see, you already know that bet is what letter is that? Is the second letter in the alphabet, and one also representing number 2. Very good. As you see right here, Gimel. It's not representing a letter right here. The bet and the Gimel are representing the numbers. Okay. So this is verse 2 and this is verse 3. All right. So it says, "Haber el Bnei Israel." Read it together with me. Daber el Bnei Israel. And then this ve, you already know is and, right? Every time that you see a ve at the beginning, if it's not part of the word, it's a prefix. Okay, it's and. And then it says ve amarta. And this amarta is representing pretty much amar, or to say, right? It's like if I say it in the present time, I say omer, but this is amarta. And it says, it's like in the past tense. But anyways, daver, I forget that it's not a Hebrew class. But anyways, it's part of me, right? You guys already know that. Daver el Bnei Israel, ve'amarta alechem, Adam ki yakriv, miken korban. I want to stop right here in this comma because korban, you probably read karban. Okay, and I'm going to explain this in the Hebrew class that for a lot of people already know, and that this vowel a, sometimes it sounds like o. Okay, it's also when you say kol, you say kol meaning o, it's written down pretty much as a, but it pronounced o. Right? So certain rules to do that. We will explain that in the Hebrew class. But right here it says korban. And then this is the word that pretty much is translated as sacrifice or offerings. Okay? Much of the time offerings. But people relate offerings to sacrifices. Okay? Well, nowadays not much because of course there's like monetary offering, but there's all this system of monetary offering as well. Was like you cannot raise a flock at home, or you work another type of job, and then when you come to the temple, there's an area that people already have the animals being raised in a perfect way, and then you don't have to take care of that, but you can monetarily come and then check the price accordingly. And of course, not taking away the words of Yeshua, then we says, do not turn the house of the Lord into business. That's pretty much what was happening back then and is still happening today. Even though we don't have the Bgmctv anymore, coming soon, but there's in the congregation pretty much people do businesses and that's so bad about it. But the korban word right here, meaning offerings or sacrifices, what it means really is the part where you see right here was only one word for the Spanish, but in the English pretty much is to get close, to get near, approach, get closer, zoom in, come closer. So this is one of the words that well, in this particular form in his Bible is already in a certain way to say it. In this, I'll probably pretty much going to take a good time to explain different forms of conjugation in the Hebrew, but by now, you can see the root word right here, the one that we were talking about, the kuf, resh, and the vet. Can you see it, everybody? Can you see the three letters there? And it's talking about to get closer. So this is pretty much when you read what the Lord is meaning when he mentioned, when you see the word sacrifice or the word offering in the scriptures. It's not talking about it's not talking about only blood and only, that somebody have to die for. Of course, that's when Yeshua comes to the picture to really understand that Yeshua did everything to get you closer. Do you see how different now is to understand korban and sacrificing or offerings? Is him to get you closer. Because it's a particular word, korban, it not only means sacrifices. What it means when you see it in the particular word, what steps you have to do to get close, that is when the other things come, like the blood, like the other particular offerings, like also sharing, because this other shlamim and the olah, pretty much there's a shlamim, not the olah is only being burned. Even if it's the flour, have to be burned, and then that's it. No yeast and no honey in that particular offering. But the shlamim, it was pretty much like sharing, and then be there with the kohanim, things that you have to pretty much, or you got to eat it, or you got to share with them, and they going to prepare for you. The chatat, as we mentioned, it was for the sin. But everything, when he mentioned korban, it's pretty much to get you close, to get you closer to him. So, pretty different understanding when you say, well, sacrifice it. That's why probably, I'm not saying 100%, but probably the Christian brother side did not came close, not even close to the Hebrew people or Messianic people that wants to keep the Torah, because when you say, you have to do everything that is nothing is being abolished, so you have to do certain things, and then when you mention about sacrifices, they can go to a restaurant and eat and ask for a bistec or filet mignon or a burger, but when you mention sacrifices for the Lord, people go to freak out. People go to start saying, well, you have to. We are not supposed to do these things, because Yeshua did it all, and the blood of Yeshua, of course, the blood of Yeshua is going to cover everything. Imagine who is Yeshua. You have to understand who is Yeshua to understand what is not being covered by him. What is not being covered by the blood of Yeshua. So this is not taken out, okay? And then when they establish it one more time in the temple, things is going to be established and be practicing in the way that is write it down. It's taking out the blood of Yeshua. Even if they think nothing can erase that, because it's the coin, it's the celestial coin that I'm talking about. It's the coin that is connecting since the beginning of everything. So this is the difference between understand. But people probably, if you explain them that what it means really offerings, it's not even talking about blood or that, because then they got to say, well, the Yeshua did it also, or Jesus did it all. We don't have to do these things. Okay, even if you understand you don't have to do these things, you have to understand what you do, because when you do offerings, even if it's monetarily, why you did that, to make rich the pastor, or or you're doing it to get closer to the Lord. So that's exactly why. And for the last 2 weeks, pretty much what I've been saying, that I'm come to explain how to slaughter an animal, and I'm trying to explain him also that it's part of it, but I'm trying to explain better the meaning of the Korban, because the meaning of the Korban is the. So don't expect me to show you, to bring a picture of an animal. You have to take it right here in this particular form, and take a knife and do it in a particular way. That's pretty much have to be. There's other people that know much better how to do that particular, and this is going to be a nice class to surviving situation when you need to. Because also, you guys have to remember, now I'm talking about that the blood, it have to be drying out in the floor, in the ground, and in a particular way. Also, the knife that you go to use is not like a simple, the idea is not make the animal suffer, if that is the case. To do that particular, even if it's like surviving situation, to eat it. And this is a particular searching that I've been doing for the temple offerings, and in the procedures of slaughter an animal, if that, because we've been talking about that. I'm going to talking about that. The knife is so sharp. The knife is so sharp that is being prepared like that, just to make the cut. It's like when you get cut by the paper, that you pretty much feel it, but when you feel it's because you are, or sometimes you make something in your arm, or something is sharp, so sharp that people ask, what happened to you? You're bleeding. You're like, oh, I don't even know how I make this. It's being prepared in a particular way like that. That's the temple preparing things, or what people call the kosher butcher. They make it so sharp like that because the idea is not to make the animal suffer at all. So when the animal get caught, it's pretty much the animal not even feel it, but because he's been losing the blood, then the oxygen in the brain goes, and then it's like falling asleep. And that's the procedure that they are practicing and doing it in that particular form, to not make the animal suffer at all. Of course, besides the brachot, the blessings or the prayers that they do, because it's like part of, it's not like a randomly, or hunting situation. They're not hunting situation. This is not like a sport. Okay, it's not like, okay, I'm killing this animal and then that's it. It doesn't exist in the way to explain in the way to explain the mishkan, or because they bring the animals for a specific purpose, and then we explain it in the 3 type of offerings. Okay, so this is one of the points of crucial in trying to explain it, things like that. Like we don't have to get crazy of what it means offering, or if you understand that korban, that is one of the most use words to say that. It's it means to get close to the Lord. So now it brings me to my mind. It's like, remember that the Lord said, like, clean of hearts and clean of mind and clean of also your hands, to bring sacrifice. Pretty much, Melech David talked a lot about, to bring himself as a sacrifice and stuff like that to the Lord. Talking about to get close to the Lord. Talking about to get to the Lord in a certain way. And there's also, not with you have to come with humble heart, not like, so all this part of to get close to the Lord, you are not in charge. You're not supposed to come like, hey Lord, I need this, I need that. So we have to go pretty much back in a certain class. Remember when we were talking about the Talmudim prayer or the Our Father prayer? We mentioned the way that Yeshua present the prayer, and the way that he says that to come, humble. This is the korban. This is a korban way to do things. So to come close to the Lord. Have to remember that we are talking about with the King of the universe. Okay, so it's like the way to get korban to Him. Okay. And then let me go back to this part of Adam ki yikra. When you see yakriv, and when you say yakriv right here, this word is pretty much what it is to when you see people get close to me, or when people wants to get close. For the man to get close, you see the word Adam right there? Okay, so when the men to get close, it's interesting that this word ki yakri is here, and then it's mentioned korban right away, because the korban understands like sacrifice, but then it's the same, pretty much the same root of yakriv. Okay, so that's why I bring this verse specifically, because it's like talking about to get close, and where that you see the translation in the English or Spanish. When you see this to get close, you go to read it exactly like that. And for the men to get close and bring sacrifice, and then you say, wait a minute. But if you in English or Spanish, you cannot find the root word when you see the word get close and then sacrifice. It doesn't not even make any sense. I mean, makes sense because of course the verse, it says what he wants to project. But when you read it in Hebrew, you can see the root word that is the same. And then that's when you say, okay, the Lord says to get close, for somebody to get close to Him, and they have to bring an offering or a sacrifice. And then that's when you say, okay, but look, it has the same root word. It has the same root. What does that mean? It means to get close to Him. And that's why I'm here now with this particular class. Not to show you exactly how to cut but how to get close to the Lord. Okay, so even if you believe you have to do offerings or burn offering as a whole. But Rabbi doesn't want his food burned. He wants a well done. So anyway, okay. Any question? And I know one of the questions that people wants to do before you guys jump with a question is what verse is this, right? Because you so bad wants to read it in the. Huh? No? Okay. So I'm not gonna tell you anyways. Rosa say okay, but I'm not gonna tell you anyways. The let's practice. Let's practice this read again. Okay? Verse 2. דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליכם, אדם כי יקריב מכם קורבן לאדוני, מים חכמה, מן הקורבן, הקרב, הבקר ומן הצאן, תקריבו את karbanchem. And then karbachem, right here you can see the korban, also talking about the same root. Im ola karbano min karaf. I'm taking my time because I want to show you right here all the, if I can, okay, I now remember I'm in Webex. Let me get my pencil, 1 second. How many get close is showing right there. And in English and in Spanish it doesn't say get close, okay? But how many root word can you find of karaf or korban? You see right here the 3. I gotta touch it like this. Look. Okay. And with your eyes you can see what I'm talking about. This is looks like, right? So have the same word, but it's not the same. Karban, korbano, bakar. How many times the Lord is talking about to get close to Him? A lot, right? Let's read it now. דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליכם, אדם כי יקריב מכם קורבן לאדוני מן חכמה, מן הבקר ומן הצאן, תקריבו את קרבנכם, אם עולה קרבנו מן הבקר שכר, תמין יקריבנו אל פתח אוכל מועד יקריב אותו. לרצונו לפני אדוני. And right here you can see all the time that he's pretty much, I'm not going to say that he's the meaning is only, for example, get close, get close, get close, get close, but the root word is letting you know why he's talking about this. And everything is talking about, when we read the Spanish and the English, talking about sacrifices and offerings, or different type of offerings. When you bring this, when you bring from the animals, okay. But it's the profound the profound is the word to say, like to say the deeper understanding of this is for everybody to get close, to approach, to be in a closer space between you and Him. And talking about closer space, do you ask you a question about why the Holy of Holies is the narrow, is like a very closer place in the Mishkan? It's like the smallest place in the Mishkan is the Holy of Holies. If you make the math of the dimension of the other places are wide, a little wider, like bigger than the Holy of Holies. And in the mind, you pretty much ought to say, wow, how the biggest Elohim, the Most High, only ask for that particular space, and everybody, not everybody, but the Cohen and the Leviim can go everywhere, not to his his privacy there on the Holy of Holies all the time, but pretty much only the Cohen once a year is going to come in, and the space is pretty small. The holy place is bigger. The holy place got the where the table of the bread and the menorah, okay, and the other the incense table is there. It's bigger than the Holy of Holies. And then, of course, the outside is way bigger where the altar is. But can you imagine why is the Lord talking about korban? He's talking about to get close. And in that specific place, it sounds pretty much like intimacy with the Lord. So that's exactly what korban is. It's not other thing. It's like this is the way I look at it. The way that I see it is like that's what he wants, to be with us, get close to us, not like in a scary way to see it. All right, everybody?
Shalom, this is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman. I would personally like to thank you for tuning in to the Remnant's Call each and every week. You can listen to the full message on our website, Bgmctv.org. If you have drawn closer to the King of Kings, learned more about him today, we are blessed. If you are blessed by these messages, please consider a donation to our ministry. You can go to our website, Bgmctv.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org, and click on the donate button. You do not have to have a PayPal account to donate. All you need is a debit card. Once again, thank you very much for listening to The Remnant's Call.
If you have not taken your first steps to be born again, just ask God's help. Remember, it's His loving grace that has come to find you. No one is worthy or able to reach God, but God can reach us, and He's reaching out to you now. Just open your heart and let Him in. His arms are open, and the blessing of salvation and eternal life are waiting for you. Don't let it wait any longer.
Ya Adonai, panavoleka, vikuneka, Yisa Adonai, panavoleka, vayasem lecha, shalom. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord lift His face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious unto you and give you His shalom. Shalom, my name is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman, and I invite you to come to visit our congregation. If you are in the tri-state area, come out and visit with us on Shabbat. We are a congregation of Jews and Gentiles, living as one in the Messiah Yeshua. BGMC is a place of true worship. The focus never wanders from the Hebraic roots of our faith. Beth Goyim is rooted in the Word of God from Bereshit through to the book of Revelation. Messiah's strong words against man-made tradition are carefully recorded in Matthew 7. That is the reason we only follow the straight-up instructions found in Scripture, truly the way, the truth, and the life. If you're looking for a deeper walk with Adonai, come out for our Tuesday evening Bible study called Messianic Torah Time. Come, spend a day with us on any Shabbat. We start at 11 a.m. with the sound of the ancient Hebrew shofar. Next, we offer our King praise and worship in English, Hebrew, and Spanish. After worship, we review the headlines in the previous week's news from around the globe, especially news from the Holy Land, Israel. We don't just list the news headlines as current events, but we comb through the scriptures, searching for clues to understand what they mean and then to help pinpoint prophetically our current position on Adonai's clock. After digesting all that modern information, we leave the world behind as we journey with our Adonai deep into his eternal word, not with just 1 or 2 scriptures, but usually 7 or more scriptures. The spiritual nourishment and the richness of his kingdom become accessible to the ones who share this special time and seek them out. The day does not end there. Because Shabbat is so special to him, there is always so much more that our King desires to share. So instead of separating and leaving, we stay together as a family for potluck lunch and an afternoon study of our King's Word. We close the Shabbat together with the reading of the new week's parashah. That's the Torah portion. Even after those blessings, many of us just can't get enough. So the members bring prepared homemade foods to share while we all enjoy an uplifting movie together. If all that information is not quite enough, you can check out our website where you will find over 200 video teachings and biblical holy day studies. Under Messianic Torah Time, the Hebrew Roots button, you'll discover free studies on many different topics, including PowerPoint slide presentations. If Beth Goyim sounds like a place you'd love to visit, but you live outside the tri-state area, there is still a way to connect with us. We stream live on the internet on Tuesday, Thursday, and Shabbat. The website is www.bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org. Our phone number is 973-338-7800 or 978-2-YESHUA. That's 978, the number 2, Yeshua. Shalom.